Are you in love with the process of your life? The good, the messy middle, the end? If you're not in love with the whole thing, you might be missing out.
I'm Jackie Wolven, and I'm here to share tips on how to love where you live and love where you are.
I've learned one thing in the last 54 years. It's that falling in love with the entire process of my life has made it better. I'm no longer looking for the highs and the lows and fixating on either, and just really seeing that all of it is part of living a great life. And I think that what I see is so many people are focused on the end goal that they're forgetting that the fun is in the living. The fun is in making the mistakes. The fun is in having things go wrong and then fixing what went wrong. There is no end until it's like the end, right? And so if you're not loving the process of every day, you're missing out on the richness of what your life could be. And I know that that sounds kind of maybe trite, or that maybe I don't get it, or maybe you look at me and you think, oh, well, you don't have problems, and so of course you love your life. And I'm here to tell you, I've had lots of problems, lots of issues, lots of things have happened in my life. And when I realized that enjoying all of it, even when I get frustrated or I get mad or I'm sad or disappointed, I still, a part of me understands that that's part of it, and I'm going to grow from that, and I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to get to do something new because of it. And I just am so into the whole thing, and I want you to be too. I want you to find that part of yourself who recognizes that even when it's not perfect, it's great, because that's living. It's part of living. There's a there's a phrase, or an idea that my husband and I kind of laugh about, is that when people complain about the traffic, oh, there's so much traffic. Oh my gosh, there's so much traffic, right? I can't believe I'm in the traffic. I'm still in the traffic. And then you have that realization that if you're in the traffic, you are the traffic. You're the traffic. You're part of it. You're in it. And so you can lighten up a little bit. You can be like, oh, right, I'm part of this whole system. This is part of my day. This is part of my life. And we can spend time upset about it. And absolutely, there are things to be upset about. But even the things that we're upset about might move us towards change, or might make a difference in how we do something, or it just might be a blip in our experience, and there's value there too. And so I'm such an advocate for loving the whole process. And I just want other people to understand that life isn't supposed to be one straight, continuous line of calm. I mean, that's nice, but it's also boring. And life also isn't supposed to be one ramp up that is ends in some kind of perfection. If you have that, that's great. But everyone I know, everyone has had a life that kind of zigzags back and forth and ups and downs and ins and outs. And it's when you learn that there isn't a continuous line either straight across or going up, that you can find the joy in the daily, just the daily living. The things that I have memories of, or what's become like super important to my story of who I am, are when things have gone wrong, like seriously wrong. They're what helped catapult me to a different place, or made me pivot and make a new direction, or changed how I do a new habit, or anything. Those moments aren't moments to be upset about long term. Those are things that moved me in one way or another. Now, there are periods of your life where everything seems to be going wrong, like everything, from the minute you wake up till you go to bed and then the next day. Like, I get that too. There are periods that are days, maybe weeks, months, years that seem that you're never getting out of the hole that you're in. And then there's really serious issues like mental health or, family issues or job loss. And, they're big things. And so I'm not saying to have some sort of la, 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 super positivity that, oh, these are great. I'm so great. I lost my job, or oh, it's so great that I just recognize that I have some health issue. Like, I'm not asking that. That's not what this is about. This is about the day-to-day process of loving the process. So when you are working on a project and you have a goal in mind, and one of those things doesn't go right, or the team member flakes on you, or you can't get a hold of the person, or nothing you're doing seems to be making a difference, like, those are part of the process of making things happen. And so whether that thing is getting to your kid to school on time, or that thing is some big work project or some professional project or some creative project or some community project, you are in it. And when you're in it, you should be excited to be in it, even when it's not great. I think that sometimes our expectations of what our life is supposed to look like don't meet what life really is like. And so we might have this expectation that everything's going to run smoothly. And that just hasn't been my experience or anyone else I know. And so feeling okay with the mistakes or the things that aren't going right are a way for you to say, oh, yeah, it's just part of the process. This is where I am today. I wonder where I'll be tomorrow, right? This is where I am right this minute. Where am I going to be the next minute? It isn't about having to fix it necessarily. It's just to recognize this is where I am. My encouragement to you is that falling back in love with the process of our life can make it a richer experience. It's falling in love with doing the dishes. It's falling in love with folding laundry. It's falling in love with your commute. It's falling in love with the tense relationship that you might have with a family member. Some of those things are not fun, but they're just part of the experience of life. And if we can enjoy that process and understand that that's just part of living, and have less hold on it being good or bad, and just thinking about, this is just part of it. This is where I am today. This is where I am in this moment. That helps you move forward in a more gentle, kind, loving way towards yourself. And my greater hope is that it gives you a greater richness. I want you to feel a depth in your life from noticing the moments that you have and feeling like they matter, and that everything you're doing matters, and that your relationship to what you're doing matters. And so maybe less focused on the end goal as being the only thing that's important and being frustrated with the process, and instead falling back in love with the process of doing things. I know we all want to get to the end. We all want the end thing to work or be perfect or over. Sometimes we just want it to be over. And what I have to say about that is that, yeah, it will end. You'll get to that goal, or it will be over, and you will have not enjoyed any of it. And that is a disappointment of such greatness that I want I want you to see differently. I want you to understand that if you can enjoy the life's ups and downs, that you are going to have that richer, fuller, brighter life. Yeah, I want that for you, because that's what I want for myself. And if we can empower each other to be excited about the process and understand that the process is the fun part, it might change everything. It might change everything.